Hello friends, welcome to BScAgriculture. If you are coming to my channel for the first time, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button, your subscription. So let's move to the video. In this video, we are going to see about fundamentals of soil science. I am going to cover the topic origin of Earth. So while seeing about Earth, so Earth is one of the 9 planets in the solar system which is used to orbit around the Sun in the Milky Way galaxy. So in universe it is composed of several galaxies, and Milky Way galaxy, which is our home galaxy, which used to comprise of 9 planets as well as 31 satellites, and also with a belt of asteroids with varying size of stars. So while seeing about the origin of Earth, there are said to be the 4 major theories. So other than many theories, these 4 major theories are said to be studied. So the first one is Nebula Theory, and the second one is Campbell mountain plastic hypothesis, as well as which is a hypothetical theory, and tectonic plate theory, and continental drift theory. So these are the 4 major theories which used to describe about the origins of Earth. So first I am going to tell about the nebula theory, which is also known as nebular hypothesis. So it is said to be the most widely accepted field of cosmogamy in the formation of Earth as well as the evolution of solar system. So it used to tell us that the solar system is said to be formed by the gas and dust which is said to be orbiting from the Sun. So while seeing about that, it tells us that the whole Milky Way galaxy as well as the universe is said to be formed by the dust. And this theory also developed by Mantle as well as Kant, who used to publish in his Universal Natural Theory as well as Theory of Heavens in 1755. So from this theory, it was said to be modified by Peter Laplace in 1796. So this nebula theory is said to be a modified one, so which was invented or else introduced by Mantle as well as modified by Pierce Laplace. And the second one is Campbell mountain plastician hypothesis. So it is said to be proposed in 1905 by the geologist Thomas Crowder Campbell as well as astronomer Forrest Ray Mountain. So it used to describe the name of those both two scientists who are said to be known as the Campbell mountain plastician hypothesis. So it is said to be a theory which used to replace the nebular hypothesis, as well as which is also known as the replacement of Laplacian version of the nebular hypothesis, and which is said to be prevailed in the 19th century. So while seeing about the theory, it was said to be based on the idea close enough to the Sun is said to be the life which used to cause the tidal bulges on the surface. So it used to have the prominent internal process in the solar system, and causes the mineral ejection repeatedly from the Sun, causes the Earth to form. But due to the gravitational effect of these passing stars, so the spiral-like arms which used to extend from the Sun, most of the material would have been fallen back, and while some of the parts are remain in the orbit. So it says that the orbiting material is used to cool and condense into numerous small bodies, and again turned into plastimal as well as protoplanet structures. So it used to combine and come up with most of the moons as well as satellites. So he used to describe that the spiral nebula, which is said to be photographed in Lick Observatory. So the Sun undergoes this process, and it used to form different galaxies. So he explained that due to the gravitational effect from the Sun as well as the star, it used to pass, the Sun used to be getting extended, as well as the part of the remaining orbit which used to extended from the Sun and cool and condensed into smaller planets. So in this, they finally said to know that these nebula are said to be known as the galaxies, which are said to be a developing solar system in the universe. And the third one is tectonic plate theory. So it is said to be described by plate tectonics, who is a scientist describing a large scale motion of plates in the Earth lithosphere. So which used to be done between 3.3 to 3.5 billion years ago on the Earth. So his model comes up with the build of continental drift and an idea during the first decade of 20th century. So he used to give this theory as a geoscientific communication, which is said to be accepted the plate tectonic theory. Around the sea floor spread was validated in the late 1950s as well as early 1960s in his theory. And after that, we are going to see about the continental drift theory. So it is also said to be an hypothesis theory as well as the modified form of tectonic theory. So he used to say that moved over the geological time related to each other, the drift of different continental plates are said to be made, and the continent which had been drifted put towards by Abraham Ortiz in 1596. So this concept was said to be independently developed, so which is fully converted and merged with knowledge by Alfred Wenger in 1912. But this hypothesis was rejected by lack of any motive mechanism during that period. After that, the Arthur Holmes, so who used to propose the mantle convection of that mechanism. So this idea of continental drift has been subsumed by the theory of plate tectonics, so which we used to explain that continents are said to be moved by ridging the plates of the Earth lithosphere is said to be finally made and decisioned in the later 90s. So it's how the continental drift theory is said to be made. So after that, we are going to see about the interiors of Earth. So while seeing about the interiors, the Earth ball used to consist of 3 concentric rings. So the first one is crust, and the second one is mantle, as well as the core, which is the innermost structure of the Earth. While seeing about the crust, so it is said to be from the surface of 5 to 56 kilometers on the surface of Earth, and they also used to have a density of rocks from 2.6 to 3 gram per centimeter, and in oceans the crust is said to be around 5 to 11 kilometers in ocean, as well as in continents it is around 35 to 56 kilometers according to the place. And the second one is a mantle, so it is a massive solid to semi-solid layer which is said to be found below the crust, and the mantle is said to be with a thickness of 2900 km in thickness, and also which used to comprise the mixed metals of silicate as well as basic rocks which is obtained from the lava parents, and they also used to have a density of 3 to 4.5 gram per cc, and the core, which is said to be the innermost portion of the Earth, so they used to around have the thickness of 3500 km, which used to contain molten metals like nickel, iron, and they also used to have an average density of 9 to 12 gram per cc. So it's how the interiors are said to be made in the Earth. And while seeing about the Earth, exteriors of the Earth, so there are said to be the more 3 spheres are said to be present. The first one is solid, and the second is liquid, and the third is gaseous. So these are the 3 surfaces. While seeing about the outer surface of the Earth, though 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by liquid lithosphere, which is said to be other than water, as well as hydrosphere, so which used to be made of seawater, and which is also used to contain 3.5% of salts, which are also comprised of minerals, and the remaining 30% is composed of liquid lithosphere, and the outer boundary is to be known as the gaseous atmosphere in the Earth. So it's how the exterior of the Earth is said to be defined. And I have given the lecture notes in description, so comment about the video and join us in the Instagram page. So if you like the video, like it and share with your friends, and subscribe to BScAgriculture and hit the bell icon to get regular updates. So thanks for watching the video. I will catch you up in next videos.